So, if you would please just introduce yourself
Yeah.
and how long you've been a franchise owner, where you're a franchise owner, that type of thing. So, I'll let
Yeah.
you introduce yourself, please.
Yeah. So my name is Tammy McMinn. I've been a franchise owner coming up 6 years, early next year. And I'm located in the greater Indianapolis area.
Okay. And how many territories do you own?
We own 3 territories.
Okay, got it. And when you say we, what does that
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. So I have a business partner, Van Andrews,
Okay.
and he owned 2 territories previous to me joining. And when I joined, we bought a third territory and joined all three together. So we're 50-50 owners.
Okay.
And it's been a great partnership.
Okay. Awesome. And what was your background prior to joining the Right at Home system?
Yeah, so I lived overseas for 20 years, and I lived in a country that had socialized medicine, and I worked in the medical field. And this, I guess, might turn into another question you're going to ask, which is how did I find out about home care?
Yep.
In this particular country, they had district nursing. And their goal was to do what they called hospital at home. And
Hmm.
I saw that in action and thought it was really fabulous,
Okay.
um, keeping people in the home. And so my background is medical. And then I saw in action home care in a different country working really well.
Okay, so something brought you back here to the United States. Was that right at home or something else? But then when
Yeah.
you transitioned back here to the United States, did you work in the medical field prior to joining Right at Home or straight into Right
No,
at Home?
no, no. I came back for family
Mhm.
reasons and was looking for a business.
Okay.
And I actually lived for 3 years. And then was talking to somebody, a friend of a friend, who mentioned that they had a friend who was in home care. And I was home one Christmas, 2019, and two of my family members had home care uh, caregivers
Uh-huh.
in. And I just saw the difference that made in the life of my family member and in their extended family.
Hmm.
And I
Yes.
thought, I really believe in this.
Hmm.
I believe in it for so many reasons. I've seen it in another country work really well.
Hmm.
And I believe in it because I can see the difference it's made in the lives of my family.
Yes.
So I called the friend of a friend who knew somebody, and he connected me. And the whole idea was at that time I was going to buy my own franchise.
Hmm.
And the person I got connected with was Van Andrews, my business partner.
Okay.
And we hit it off and decided to join forces.
Okay.
And so that's how I ended up moving after 20 years overseas back to a place I'd never been, Indianapolis, and buying into Right at Home.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for that. And so describe to me, think back to when you first joined Right at Home. So, what was your life like day to day then? Kind of describing that, and you're new to this, new to Right at Home, what that looked like,
Yeah.
and second, what it looks like now, several
Okay.
years later.
Well, and I will preface this by saying my first day as an owner was the first day of lockdown for COVID.
Mhm.
So that was a great trial by fire situation.
Mhm.
And um, I felt so blessed at that point that I was part of a franchise like Right at Home. And the reason for that is none of us in the entire world knew what was going to happen. We had information coming at us left, right, and center.
Mhm.
And Right at Home, and particularly Margaret, did an amazing job on a daily basis of communicating with us.
Mhm.
And so I felt like I had somebody who was watching my back and
Mhm.
helping me every day. So that was the beginning of my experience as a Right at Home franchise.
Crazy. It's drastically different now because
Yeah,
and that's crazy. Your first day was literally the first day of lockdown.
yeah,
And I remember that. Like it's
yeah,
just wild. So yes, your
yeah,
life was very different then, kind of the
yeah,
day to day and like this is crazy because it's COVID. What is that even? How is
yeah,
this going to impact the business? So
yeah,
let's fast forward to present day. What does your
yeah.
day to day look like now?
Now. So now I run what I call, I always joke around and say that they keep me in the back office. So I don't have the client facing role. So I'm more the operations, making sure, we know what's going on because there's always lots of new information coming out on a state level, on a national level, and then just through, right at home changes as well. So I really do try to stay on top of that sort of thing. So my day to day personally is coming in, working with our team here in the office, making sure that we have really our processes and procedures, always looking at those. Are we doing those well?
Yes.
Also, the marketing side, I do a lot with that. So working with Strategic America, which is the marketing company that Right at Home recommends, and they've
Yep.
been great. And we've just started doing some significant marketing with us. And we're 11 days in, and I'm just looking at my notes I took yesterday, and we're already up like 1,000%.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah, so that is my day to day. My business partner is a very extrovert, loves to be out. And in fact, right now he's out doing an assessment. So he
Awesome.
loves doing assessments. He loves meeting clients. And we do have others on our team that do that. But if he is available, he likes to do that.
Yes.
And we like to, if we can, have our clients know who we are so that if they need to reach out to us, they can.
Yes. Awesome. And I want to stress the importance of how vital it is to every right at home business to have a strong team and a strong balance of someone. You said, I'm kind of behind the scenes, back office, things happening at the office, but you also have somebody who is out there in the community doing assessments, meeting with clients. It's so important to have both. As a right at home business owner, you
Yes.
have to know how to do everything, but you can't possibly do everything singularly yourself. So it's important to have a
No.
fantastic team and great balance. And it sounds like you have that.
We do. We do. We have a couple of folks that are out in the field doing referral source work,
Awesome.
office manager, VP of operations. So we have quite a good team of people around us that, do their roles. And that allows Van and I to do the roles that we think are critical to the business,
Yes.
and to
Awesome.
optimize everything. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned when you first started and it was the crazy with COVID, and you were grateful for all of the support that you received during that
Yes.
time. So
Yeah.
present day, what part of right at home support of all the things we do to help and support you, what do you
Yeah.
feel is the most valuable support that we provide to you?
I, I'll be honest, it took me a minute to get used to the new Zoho library, because that was a
Yeah,
change for us, but I really like it now. And I love that I can quickly access Posh, which gives me information around, some legal forms, particularly set to my state of Indiana.
yep,
What are some employment forms, that sort of thing. So love that. I love the brand folder because you guys are right at home. Nebraska has done all the hard work as far as that goes, and all that I need to do is go and put some localized information in there. So that's wonderful. Um, Also love the support we get around social media. So they're always, putting posts on our social media. We put local content as well, but we know that if we're not putting local content, that content's getting put on there for us.
right.
Same thing as the website. We have great support with our marketing specialist around our websites, and that is everything. If they can't find you online, you're not going to get the business.
Yes.
So
Okay.
we appreciate that support.
Great. Okay. So, of all of these things that you have done, so you've been a right at home business owner for several years. When you think back, what do you feel, if you can think of one specific thing that you're incredibly proud of, or a really wonderful moment with a client or a family, if you could just shed some light on how meaningful this business is, and maybe
Yeah.
just provide an example of
Yeah.
something that you're super proud of or a really great moment in your right at home business.
So this might not sound like a great business decision. What the story I'm going to tell you. Um, we had a client who was bedbound. She was a Medicaid client. After COVID ended, the period of 3 years of COVID, our clients had to reapply for Medicaid.
Hmm.
Because she was bedbound, she never got the information and she didn't reapply. She had no family support, etc. We continued to look after her. And we looked after her until she passed away. Now, we were not getting paid for that at that time.
Hmm.
We eventually did get reimbursed, but our decision was it's about the client, and we
Yeah.
cannot walk away from someone who has no support whatsoever and who is laying in her bed. And it just we
Yeah.
couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And we've always said that we will always look after people like that.
Yes. Yeah, and I happen to disagree with you. I think that that was a wonderful decision to make, personally and professionally. It just goes to show the type of person that you guys are, and just the heart that Right at Home has. So that's a wonderful example, and I think it was the right decision to make. Okay, thank you for that. And then finally, to close things out, because people who are watching this video are people who are thinking about joining Right at Home as a Right at Home business owner. So, what's one piece of advice that you would give someone who was looking into joining the Right at Home system?
Yeah, I think it's just really to advice. I'll tell you what I always say over and over and over again about my um, happiness that I joined Right at Home, and that is that the support that we got, in particular during COVID, I, I I don't feel like I could have personally survived without that,
Hmm.
and it just meant so much, and it continues to mean so much. And I think if you're looking to join a franchise, um, the support that you will get at Right at Home is just, I think, exceptional.
Awesome.
So I appreciate what y'all did for us during COVID, and I appreciate what you guys continue to do for us, in the aftermath of that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for everything that you do for Right at Home and for people in need.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yes, have a great rest of your day.
Okay, bye guys.